They just announced breaking news right now. We have a logo. That is the official Caitlin Clark Nike logo. And it's not just that. I mean, this is cool. Nike has just announced that a signature product line will be dropping soon with signature shoes coming.
The basketball world just witnessed the most beautiful meltdown in WNBA history, and it tastes like envy with a garnish of desperation. Caitlin Clark just launched her brand new Nike signature logo, and the reaction has been nothing short of historic. The moment the double C hit the internet, fans lost their minds, lines formed outside stores, and social media turned into a non-stop Clark highlight reel. Meanwhile, Angel Reese is sitting somewhere in Chicago, scrolling through her phone with the kind of panic you only see when somebody realizes their rival just lapped them 5 times over in the race for relevance. If you're excited about Caitlin's signature merch and shoe, then comment Baby Goat. Let's go.
Feels good. Got the pants, got the charms, necklace, zipper, everything.
Nike didn't just give Caitlin Clark a logo, they gave her a cultural phenomenon. The interlocking CC design is now splashed across Times Square, embedded in commercials and breaking algorithms on TikTok. Shirts and hoodies are vanishing from shelves faster than Beyoncé tickets, and the resale market is already jacking up prices like it's supreme on drop day. This isn't just another piece of merch, it's Clark planting her flag as the queen of basketball branding. And while Caitlin is out here redefining what a superstar looks like, Angel Reese is probably Googling how to get people to notice my Reebok sneakers, like it's an open book exam.
You don't get told no. Like, you're going to get the yeses. You're going to get more yeses than nos, and just being able to know that. So I'm excited for that. I know that's going to come soon.
Nike rolled out Clark's new era with the kind of reverence usually reserved for global icons. The logo isn't just sleek, it's symbolic. 2 interlocking C's with a hidden third, representing her connection with fans, her unshakable confidence, and her limitless range. That subtle brilliance is why Nike builds empires while brands like Reebok pray for relevance. And Clark isn't just getting a logo, she's getting an entire collection. Premium apparel, lifestyle gear, the works. October 1st is circled on calendars worldwide because this drop isn't just about sportswear, it's about being part of Caitlin Clark's unstoppable rise.
It looks really unique, I think it's very creative for Caitlin Clark to come up with something like this. And I just enjoy all of it, it's like aura.
We love it! It's simple, yet it speaks a lot.
I love it so much.
I'm a big fan of it. Simplicity is the best. I like the design. Nike always does great with design, so I'm a huge fan of the logo.
It looks really cool. I was really excited to see it last night, and it looks like we're going to get shirts with it on it, so that's pretty exciting too.
I like it. I like how it incorporates the CC.
I love it. Double C's. Let's go, Caitlin!
The numbers behind it are devastating for anyone who thought they could compete. Her $28 million 8-year Nike deal isn't just the biggest in women's basketball, it's a declaration. It screams, "This sport belongs to Caitlin." Every single drop sells like gold dust. Jerseys don't just sell out, they crash websites. Fans camp overnight, hitting refresh like their lives depend on it, just to get their hands on anything with Clark's name. It's not just commerce, it's hysteria. And right now, Reese can only watch from the outside, wondering why her Reebok push is being treated like a clearance bin sale.
I've been telling y'all to stay patient. I've been telling y'all that Nike takes their time, that A'ja Wilson's shoe deal was 2 years in the making, that Paige Beckers had PEs, not her own signature shoe, and that Caitlin Clark's was 100% coming. And people kept saying, oh, Nike fumbled the bag with Caitlin. It has to get out there. Nike fumbled the bag. No, they didn't. It takes time. She's got to develop a whole freaking product line.
Angel Reese thought she had her golden ticket when she signed with Reebok. Shaquille O'Neal himself vouched for her, promising a signature shoe and painting her as the centerpiece of their basketball revival. But that was before Caitlin Clark reminded the world what actual star power looks like. Reese imagined herself as a trailblazer, but instead, she's learning the harsh truth. Headlines in a Reebok press release don't carry the same weight as being the face of Nike. Clark announces a logo, and the internet shatters. Reese announces a sneaker launch, and most people scroll past like it's an ad for discount tires.
Angel Reese first signature shoe is set to release. It's set to release. Now, it's not a bad shoe. This is my only problem with it. The colorway. Like, I just feel like they could have had a little more fun with it. You know what I'm saying? Especially being that it's for the All-Star game. Like, why do a basic white shoe? Man, you could have did so much more to make this shoe pop. And y'all just like, nah, we just gonna do a regular white shoe.
The receipts are brutal. Caitlin Clark's jerseys are second in all of basketball. Let me say that again. Not just the WNBA, all of basketball. She's outselling LeBron James, Luka Doncic, and Anthony Edwards. Her draft day jersey was the fastest selling in any sport, gone in under an hour. Meanwhile, Angel Reese's merch is so underwhelming that if you wanted to buy it today, you'd probably find racks of it untouched. There's no frenzy, no resale market, no stampedes, just a sad reminder that hype without substance doesn't move product.
Angel Reese is now quoted as saying, "I'll look back in 20 years and be like, yeah, the reason why we're watching women's basketball is not just because of one person." She refuses to say Caitlin Clark's name. "It's because of me too, and I want you to realize that."
Nike calls Clark's logo a reflection of her expanding range, and it's perfect. She's not just stretching defenses, she's stretching the limits of how far women's basketball can go commercially and culturally. She's rewriting the rules of what it means to be a superstar athlete. Every time fans see those interlocking C's, it's not just branding, it's dominance. Angel Reese, on the other hand, is pushing an AR Halo logo that sounds more like a video game expansion pack than a cultural statement. Sweetie, if you need a halo for your brand, it's probably because your career is flatlining and you're hoping divine intervention keeps it alive.
Caitlin Clark is simply the talk of the internet today. Her and Taylor Swift broke the damn internet. Yes, bro. And for all the people that was hitting me up about Caitlin Clark's signature logo, somebody said it looked like Chanel. I said it looked like Gucci. But whatever it is a luxury sports brand. I can't think of very many luxury sports brands. Guys, yeah, do you, like, I'm a fashion guy. And I understand what Nike is doing. Nike is trying to get into the luxury brand style.
Clark's global reach makes this a nightmare for Reese. Nike isn't just selling Caitlin Clark to American fans. They're exporting her stardom across Europe, Asia, South America. Her logo is already international currency. Kids in Madrid, Tokyo, and Rio are lining up to wear her gear because greatness translates across languages. That's why Nike cuts her a $28 million check, because she's not a star confined to one league, she's a worldwide phenomenon. Angel Reese? She's still trying to convince people in her own city that her shoes matter.
Sorry, young lady. Nobody knows who you are. Nobody would be watching the WNBA additionally for you. This is all about Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark is bringing the money to the game, the planes to the game, the TV viewership. The WNBA is on fire because of Caitlin Clark.
And here's the reality. Reese's jealousy isn't subtle anymore. Every time Clark achieves something new, Reese tries to wiggle into the conversation with a side-eye comment or a dismissive response. She avoids saying Clark's name like it's Voldemort, as if ignoring her will somehow shrink her influence. But fans aren't stupid. They see the envy, they see the two-word sound bites. And they know Reese is choking on the reality that she'll never command the spotlight the way Caitlin Clark does with a single logo drop.
She seeks that attention, right? And another thing is, it's obvious she's jealous of Caitlin. Every interview, every tweet, everything is about Caitlin. I haven't yet to see Caitlin even respond to her yet. Have y'all?
No.
So when you asking me like, yo, I get it, everybody's watching women's basketball now, who's the real reason? Well, yes, you are right. Reese has a small amount of that, right? But the other real credit goes to Caitlin. Not just because what she's doing outside the court and she's waving her hand, doing all that. It's because she's giving buckets in basketball, right? And she looks like Steph Curry. And that's simple.
The business implications here aren't just big, they're seismic. Nike's decision to invest in Caitlin Clark is already paying off in ways that have Reebok executives probably sitting in boardrooms questioning all their life choices. Clark's merchandise doesn't just sell, it sparks cultural moments. When she casually wore her new logo pants to practice, it became headline news. When her All-Star jerseys dropped in July 2024, they sold out in just 15 minutes flat. That's not normal commerce. That's event-level marketing, the kind of phenomenon brands can't manufacture with money alone. Meanwhile, Angel Reese's partnership with Reebok feels like a participation ribbon. Sure, she's technically getting a signature shoe, but let's be honest, who's actually lining up to buy it? Her shoe is set to debut in 3 colorways with cutesy names like Diamond Dust and Me Bounce. How precious. It's like watching someone slap a spoiler on a go-kart and then call it a Ferrari. Caitlin Clark's Nike deal simply dwarfs anything Angel Reese could ever hope to land with Reebok. Clark isn't just getting a shoe, she's getting a signature collection, a globally pushed logo, and the full weight of Nike's marketing empire treating her like the transcendent superstar she actually is. Reese, on the other hand, is being used as Reebok's Hail Mary attempt to re-enter the basketball market, and it's flopping hard. Nike's move to spotlight Clark feels inevitable, unstoppable. Reebok's move to spotlight Reese feels desperate, like they're just hoping people forget their glory days ended around the same time flip phones did.
People are selling the new Caitlin Clark Kobe's for double, sometimes more than double what they actually paid for them. So it's been estimated there's about 13,000 of these shoes that were released from Nike, and literally within minutes, all sold out for about $190 a piece. People knew these were going to be hot, so resellers were picking them up on the cheap and now doubling and sometimes tripling their profits on a place like eBay. So if you were lucky enough to get a pair of these, put them up on eBay, you're going to sell them for around $350, $400 minimum, depending on the size. And that's just kind of the way it works right now with anything Caitlin Clark related. The stuff is really hot. Watch for Caitlin Clark stuff because it sells off the shelves, especially on eBay.
The timing of Clark's logo reveal couldn't have been more brutal for Reese. As the WNBA season winds down and fans reflect on which players truly owned the year, Nike drops the double C bombshell to remind everyone who really moved the needle. And here's the savage part. Clark isn't even playing right now, yet she's still generating more buzz than Reese did all season while she was on the court. For Reese, that's gotta sting. Caitlin Clark is proving that superstar power transcends the game itself. She doesn't even need to dribble a ball to dominate the headlines. Angel, meanwhile, is probably staring at her phone wondering how in the world Clark, injured and sitting, is still the #1 conversation in women's basketball while she, fully active, is barely a footnote. That's not just painful, it's humiliating. It's like watching someone else live the dream you thought was yours.
Caitlin Clark can't have anything without some negativity. Sports Illustrated posted this, but I actually read the article. It's just hater. He used random people's opinions on X and Twitter. Fans don't like her logo. No, you don't like the logo. You just found some random people that agree with your opinion. This is called confirmation bias. I can't stand people like that. What they do is they find anybody who confirms their bias. So what they do Google searches and things like that instead of just being objective. No, I think most people like the logo.
The global expansion of Caitlin Clark's brand is something Reese simply cannot compete with under the Reebok umbrella. Nike has the infrastructure, the reach, and the credibility to transform Clark into a household name in countries that barely know the WNBA exists. Reebok, even with Shaquille O'Neal fronting their basketball division, is fighting decades of irrelevance. Angel Reese was supposed to be their centerpiece in this comeback attempt, but instead, Clark's logo drop hijacked the spotlight entirely. Reebok may have had a launch plan, but Nike just bulldozed right over it, leaving Reese's future releases dead on arrival. The marketplace has spoken, and every jersey sale, every viral logo reveal, every sold-out collection is screaming Caitlin Clark's name at full volume.
If you are hoping to get your hands on the Caitlin Clark version of Nike's Kobe Bryant sneaker, you're out of luck. They are out of stock. The WNBA star teamed up with Nike for a player edition of the Kobe 5 Pro Tro, decked out in Indiana Fever colors. You see them on your screen. They dropped at 10 a.m. Monday, and they sold out before 11 a.m. In fact, in just minutes. The $190 kicks are already showing up on the secondary market at close to double the retail price.
Caitlin Clark's new Kobe Bryant 5 sneaker sells out online in minutes. There hasn't been this much calamity over a white woman's shoe since Cinderella and the glass slipper.
Angel Reese might have her little halo logo, but Caitlin Clark has something infinitely more valuable. Genuine organic fan devotion that translates directly into sales. Reese can try to posture as a fashion icon all she wants, but at the end of the day, no amount of branding can compensate for the fact that people don't care enough to open their wallets. Meanwhile, Clark's fan base is a global army. Nike isn't just selling in the US, they're rolling her logo out in Europe, Asia, South America, even Africa. In gyms from Barcelona to Manila, kids are repping Clark gear not because they have to, but because they want to be tied to greatness. That's what $28 million buys you, an athlete whose appeal crosses languages and cultures. That's what Reese doesn't have, and no press release can fake it. So yes, Reese is probably doom-scrolling right now, watching Clark's logo plastered all over timelines worldwide, and realizing that her so-called rivalry was never even close to real competition. Now, let's be fair. Angel Reese's limited reach isn't entirely her fault. She signed with Reebok, and Reebok simply doesn't have the global infrastructure or cultural pull in basketball anymore. They're trying to make a comeback, sure. They put Shaq in charge of basketball, brought Allen Iverson into the leadership fold, and tried to position themselves as a nostalgic revival brand. Signing Angel Reese was their attempt at tapping into Gen Z energy, hoping her social media presence could jumpstart their return. But here's the harsh truth. Reebok is decades behind. You can't erase years of irrelevance with a single flashy signing. And when that signing is Angel Reese, the queen of missed layups and bad percentages, the attempt looks even weaker.
My problem with Angel Reese is that when we talk about an attitude can make somebody unattractive, her attitude and just her demeanor really rubs me the wrong way. I'm not on the court, so maybe Caitlin Clark has said something crazy to Angel Reese. I have not heard it. Angel Reese, whenever she has the opportunity to throw a shot, she does, and she makes herself look like an ass. They're watching the WNBA because of one person. It's okay. A talented player, maybe you and Caitlin Clark will share the lead down the line, but most people are watching games because of Caitlin Clark.
Clark's logo reveal wasn't just a business move, it was a cultural declaration. Nike told the world that Caitlin Clark isn't just the face of the WNBA. She's the future of basketball itself. Her story is no longer confined to highlight reels and box scores. She's become the symbol of women's sports breaking into the mainstream. Every billboard, every sold-out piece of merchandise, every viral clip with her logo reinforces the same message. Caitlin Clark is the one. Angel Reese can write her own narrative all she wants, but the global conversation already chose its protagonist, and it's not her. Reese's situation is almost sad when you compare the two side by side. Caitlin Clark doesn't just elevate herself, she elevates everyone around her. Her teammates benefit from the spotlight she brings. Entire franchises like the Fever become playoff contenders simply because she's in the lineup. And the league itself? Attendance, viewership, and cultural relevance all skyrocketed the moment Clark arrived. That's why Nike bet on her. That's why their investment is already paying off. Reese, by contrast, hasn't elevated anyone. Her team is still irrelevant, her Reebok deal hasn't shifted culture, and her brand is shrinking in the shadow of Clark's meteoric rise. At the end of the day, Nike's Caitlin Clark rollout feels like history in the making. Reebok's Angel Reese experiment feels like a failed side project. And the more Reese tries to posture like she's in the same league, the more obvious it becomes that she's not. Caitlin Clark is building an empire. Angel Reese is still trying to build credibility. So while Nike prepares to flood the world with double C gear this holiday season, Angel Reese is left to panic. Because in this game, there's no participation trophy. There's dominance, there's relevance, and there's everything else. Caitlin Clark owns the first two. Angel Reese? She's stuck in that lonely third category, wondering how to catch up to a rival she was never close to catching in the first place. If you're excited about Caitlin's signature merch and shoe, then comment Baby Goat. Like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications so you never miss out. Click the video on the screen, and we will see you in the next one.